Harry and Meghan to be included as royals when King Charles passes away. Despite stepping down from their royal roles in 2020, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will still be included in King Charles's official funeral plans, a clear sign that the monarch wants to keep his youngest son and daughter-in-law within the royal fold, even in passing. The decision comes at a time when Harry continues to open up about the emotional toll that royal life and relentless media scrutiny have had on him and Meghan. Speaking at the 2025 Nexus Global Summit in New York, Harry addressed the damage caused by the digital world and called for stronger protections against online hate. One of the reasons why the digital world was so important to us is because my wife, in 2018, was the most trolled person in the world, Harry said, referencing the online discourse Meghan endured shortly after joining the royal family. There was a lived experience, he added, underscoring the reality of their suffering. Harry and Meghan's challenges began soon after their engagement in November 2017. By the time they married in May 2018, Meghan was already a frequent target in the press and on social media. What started as curiosity quickly turned to criticism, and it intensified during her first pregnancy. In a now famous 2021 interview with Oprah Winfrey, Meghan revealed that the constant negativity had driven her to the brink of suicide. "I just didn't want to be alive anymore," she shared. "I didn't see a solution." She described staying up at night, trying to make sense of the relentless media storm. "I would sit up at night, and I was just like, I don't understand how all of this is being churned out." After enduring years of toxic press coverage and internal family tensions, Harry and Meghan made the decision to step back as senior royals in early 2020. The move, dubbed Megxit by the British press, was odd, but for the couple, it was a necessary act of self-preservation. Since relocating to Montecito, California, Harry and Meghan have largely focused on building a new life for themselves and their children. They've also dedicated much of their work to issues close to their hearts, including mental health, social media accountability, and community building. Meghan, in particular, has continued to speak out about her experience with cyberbullying. In a 2023 interview with CBS Sunday Morning, she noted that she hadn't even scraped the surface of what she endured. That October, she spoke at an event hosted by Half the Story, a youth mental health nonprofit founded by Larissa May. While Meghan's comments were interpreted by some outlets as her calling herself the most bullied person in the world, sources clarified that she was reflecting more generally on her online harassment and the impact it had. Regardless of the exact phrasing, the message has been consistent. Meghan was targeted in ways few public figures ever experience, and Harry has been steadfast in defending her, using their platform to advocate for safer online environments, especially for young people. Still, despite the physical and emotional distance Harry and Meghan have put between themselves and the institution of the monarchy, their inclusion in King Charles's official funeral plans is a signal of lingering family ties. It's a delicate balance, acknowledging their continued significance within the royal family, even as they've chosen a life outside it. It also suggests a softening in the relationship between father and son, despite ongoing tensions. Harry and Charles have reportedly had periods of strained communication, particularly over Harry's memoir Spare, which included pointed criticism of the royal household. Yet this gesture indicates that Charles still sees Harry and Meghan as part of the family's future and legacy. Whether this symbolic inclusion will lead to a fuller reconciliation remains to be seen. But for now, it seems both sides are willing to leave the door slightly ajar. Prince Harry may be hoping for a future royal role for his children, but it appears Prince William has no intention of allowing it, according to recent reports.
Looks like things between the royal family and Prince Harry are rockier than ever.
Everyone wants to see a repair in the rift because it doesn't do anyone any good to have this.
Insiders say that Archie and Lilibet, the young children of Harry and Meghan Markle, are unlikely to become working royals once William becomes king. 6-year-old Archie and 4-year-old Lilibet currently live in Montecito, California, far from the formal royal duties of Buckingham Palace. Though Harry and Meghan stepped back from royal life in 2020, Harry has reportedly expressed a desire for his children to maintain the option of returning to official roles as adults. This would likely require them to keep their royal titles and status within the family. But according to a report from The Times, that vision has sparked confusion among royal insiders. Prince William, now 43, is said to not even talk about his brother anymore, and reportedly has no plans to involve Archie or Lilibet in the future of the monarchy. While Meghan has gradually offered more glimpses into her children's lives, sharing sweet photos of Valentine's Day crafts and birthday celebrations. Their upbringing has remained completely separate from royal tradition. Born and raised in California, both children are said to speak with American accents and have had very limited interaction with their extended royal family in the UK. Harry and Meghan's use of royal titles has stirred debate. Though the couple agreed not to use their HRH titles commercially after stepping down, Meghan was recently accused of referencing her title in a personal gift to a friend. A spokesperson for the couple insisted the title was not used for promotional purposes, and a source said the label on the gift likely predated her current business ventures. Still, the situation remains delicate. Harry and Meghan have not had their HRH titles officially removed, but neither are they supposed to use them publicly. Some reports have suggested the couple even considered changing their children's surname to Spencer in honor of Harry's mother, Princess Diana, amid complications surrounding their UK passports and the use of royal titles. The deeper issue may be the continued rift between the brothers. William and Harry's relationship has been strained for years, especially following the release of Harry's memoir Spare, in which he accused William of being dismissive and even physically aggressive toward him during a disagreement about Meghan. That moment, along with other claims made in interviews and public statements, widened the gap between the once close siblings. Insiders close to Prince William have said he is now in a much healthier place emotionally and has come to terms with the distance from his brother. One source told the Sunday Times, "It used to be that the family stuff was taking up a lot of space in his head, but he's not letting it get to him at all anymore." There have been small signs of communication during family hardships. When Princess Kate announced her cancer diagnosis earlier this year, it was reported that Harry and Meghan reached out privately to William and Kate to express their support. They also issued a brief public statement wishing Kate health and healing and hoping she could recover privately and in peace. Still, many were surprised when Harry claimed in a recent BBC interview that King Charles won't speak to him because of issues surrounding royal security. During the emotional conversation, Harry expressed a desire for reconciliation and noted that life is short, especially in light of his father's cancer diagnosis. Despite the tension, the royal family has continued with its public duties. William marked his 43rd birthday with a series of warm posts from family members. King Charles shared a rare candid photo and a message on the royal family's official account, while Kate posted an adorable picture of William playing with puppies in a field, signed affectionately by CGCL Orla and the puppies. William has remained focused on his royal responsibilities, recently attending Trooping the Color and Royal Ascot. His dedication to the role and apparent resolve to move past the drama suggests that the future of the monarchy under his leadership will be carefully managed and tightly controlled. As it stands, the chances of Archie and Lilibet returning to royal life appear slim. While Harry may be keeping the door open for his children, William seems to have firmly closed it.
There's no question that the British royal family is wealthy.
But they're still saying Duke and Duchess of Sussex. They're still saying Prince Harry. You're not a prince, right?
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle still maintain their Sussex royal website, despite a previous promise made when they stepped back from the royal family.
I want you to hear the truth from me, as much as I can share. Not as a prince or a duke, but as Harry.
Even though the Duke and Duchess of Sussex left the firm back in 2020 and pledged to cease using the Sussex royal title globally after spring 2020, their royal website and Sussex royal Instagram account with over 9 million followers still remain active.
Woke culture, or what I'm talking about as nice acting narcissism.
And their website, sussexroyal.com, features a page titled Serving the Monarchy, which hasn't been updated to acknowledge the passing of Queen Elizabeth. But it doesn't look like Harry and Meghan even cared to update these websites anyways. They kind of just have them lingering around. But still, the royal family is kind of wondering, okay, you're not doing any royal duties, at least don't try to like attach yourself to us in that way.
You add this on top of just trying to be a new mom or trying to be a newlywed.
As well as somebody from the Sussex's team could at least update the website to reflect some updated accurate information, especially about the passing of the Queen. So that's the point that's causing a lot of discussion online. The website also does feature a statement from Meghan and Harry, but it's dated back to January of 2020, and it outlines their intention to step back as senior members of the royal family.
As time passed, the protective blanket that America threw over Meghan began to slip away.
And in the statement, they expressed a desire to achieve financial independence while still supporting the monarchy. Notably, there is no reference to King Charles's coronation on the website, although the Sussexes' Instagram page is still active too. Their last post dates back 3 years ago.
King of kings and Lord of lords, bless, we beseech thee, this crown. God save the king!
And in that Instagram post, the couple expressed gratitude for the support, inspiration, as well as the collective commitment to positive actions in the world. And the ownership of the website sussexroyal.com actually remains anonymous on GoDaddy. But the website's launch reportedly surprised the late Queen, as it was outlining the couple's future royal roles without her prior approval. So they kind of just went on their own anyways and just did it. According to the royal author Omid Scobie in his book Finding Freedom, Meghan and Harry's statement outlining their half-in, half-out model was made before receiving any sort of approval from the Queen. There was also one senior member of the royal family, as mentioned by Omid Scobie in his book, that they noted that the surprise as well as lack of consultation with the Queen really upset the family. It was very unsettling for everybody.
They say, oh, this is Meghan and Harry feeding Omid.
Pick up the book and read it and you'll be really surprised.
And the private nature of the royal family clashed with public announcement. It caused a lot of distress to Queen Elizabeth, who is the head of the institution, or was the head of the institution, I should say. Edward Young, who is the Queen's private secretary, reportedly expressed anger at being kept uninformed about Meghan and Harry's statement. And Omid Scobie in his book suggests that the couple felt compelled to release their statement after details about their desire to live in Canada were leaked to the press. So guys, that is the scoop. And I know for most people, when they leave an institution or an organization, the first thing that they do is disassociate themselves completely. Like they change their Facebook bios, their profiles, they remove any sort of attachment to that institution regardless. But for Harry and Meghan to just leave their stuff up and not take it down, not set it private at least, you know, people are looking at it like, what are they hoping to get here? Maybe they're looking to, you know, still have their ranking. Like if you search Duchess of Sussex or Duke or Harry Meghan, it pops them up on the internet as being associated with the royal family. I really don't know. But the fact that it's still left up, I think that they just don't really care to keep those pages updated, and maybe they plan to reuse them. I think that's the bigger thing, that maybe they plan to reuse them someday, because there are reports saying that they want to be part-time royals, like fulfill the royal duties on a part-time basis throughout each year. And this would get them in the good graces of the royal family and maybe take off some of the public pressure that they've been facing. So I would say that's probably the main reason why they kept it up. And again, some people think that they just forgot about it, others don't care. Some people think that they're just doing it as an affront to the royal family. So much controversy this is causing.
In 2021, Harry and Meghan sat down with Oprah Winfrey for what would become one of the most talked about interviews in modern royal history.
This is not a surprise to anybody. It's really sad that it's got to this point, but I've got to do something for my own mental health, for my wife's.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle revealed explosive details to Oprah Winfrey.
At the time, the couple had recently stepped down from their roles as working members of the royal family, marking a significant break from centuries of tradition. Their conversation with Oprah aired in March of that year and immediately captured global attention for its candid tone and serious accusations against the institution known as the firm.
Ashamed to say it at the time. I just didn't want to be alive anymore.
The way that I saw it was, there is a way of doing things.
A major focus of the interview centered on Meghan's claim that the royal family had failed to protect her from relentless media scrutiny. She asserted that not only was she left vulnerable, but that members of the institution were willing to lie to protect others while refusing to correct false narratives about her.
They didn't want him to be a prince or a princess, not knowing what the gender would be, which would be different from protocol.
One particular story that Meghan sought to correct was the rumor that she had made Catherine cry in the lead up to her wedding to Harry. "The reverse happened," she said firmly, adding, "Everybody in the institution knew it wasn't true." Throughout the interview, Meghan consistently emphasized the importance of truth. The idea of transparency, of correcting the public record, and of protecting one's family from unjust attacks appeared to be a driving force behind her decision to speak out. "They were willing to lie to protect other members of the family," Meghan told Oprah, "but they weren't willing to tell the truth to protect me and my husband." Now, more than 4 years later, the legacy of that interview continues to shape how Meghan and Harry speak publicly about their time within the royal family. In a preview of her June 17th, 2025 appearance on the Aspire podcast, hosted by Emma Grede, Meghan once again returned to familiar ground. When asked if she would do anything differently regarding how her image developed while she was a senior royal, Meghan offered a pointed response. "I would ask people to tell the truth." The comment, short yet sharp, recalled the core message she shared in 2021. For Meghan, truth remains not just a theme, but a principle, one that she continues to stand by even years after her exit from royal life. The Aspire interview goes beyond the topic of royal relations and explores Meghan's own evolving public identity. In the clip, Emma and Meghan shared a lighthearted moment when the host asked about Meghan's personality and her ability to express herself freely. Meghan responded with a smile, saying, "You have to be authentic," and then joked, "Did you see my baby mama dance?" Emma laughed and offered a warm affirmation. "But that's you, right? That's you in a way that we kind of haven't been able to see you before." She expressed admiration for Meghan's more open and joyful self, saying that the world benefits when Meghan chooses to be happy and honest in the public eye. These recent comments closely mirror what both Meghan and Harry said during their interview with Oprah. At one point, Oprah asked Meghan what she was most looking forward to after stepping back from royal duties. Meghan didn't hesitate. "I think just being able to live authentically." Harry shared a similar sentiment later in the conversation, pointing out that for many in his family, life came with rigid expectations and public performance. "There's a level of control in it," he said. "Whereas with us, it was like, just be yourself. Just be genuine. Just be authentic." The theme of authenticity, of being free to live and speak truthfully, has clearly remained important to both Harry and Meghan. Though critics of the Oprah interview have suggested the couple should have kept their grievances private, Harry and Meghan seem to believe that stepping away from royal duties gave them the opportunity to reclaim their voices. Since that conversation in March of 2021, the couple has continued to make selective public appearances and media contributions. They have launched various philanthropic and creative projects under their Archewell brand, and Meghan has returned to public life with a renewed focus on empowerment, motherhood, and storytelling. Her upcoming appearance on Aspire appears to be a continuation of that mission, offering a mix of personal reflection and candid insight. As of June of 2025, the divide between Harry, Meghan, and the rest of the royal family still looms large in the public imagination. Whether future conversations might help to heal that rift remains uncertain. But if Meghan's most recent words are any indication, one thing is clear: she has not wavered in her call for honesty. More than 4 years after their departure from royal duties, Meghan is still urging the same thing she did back then: tell the truth. Meghan Markle is once again making headlines for what seems like a carefully curated message about her daughter, Lilibet.
A Duchess of Sussex has shared a new video of herself gardening with her daughter.
Meghan Markle released a new video showing herself and 4-year-old Lilibet enjoying a serene gardening moment at their Montecito estate.
The Duchess of Sussex has shared new footage of herself and her daughter Lilibet in their Montecito garden.
But behind the soft lighting and sweet mother-daughter bonding lies what many see as a not-so-subtle attempt to remind the world that her daughter, born in California after Meghan and Harry's royal exit, still belongs to the royal narrative.
Meghan Markle shares new video of daughter Lilibet in rare behind-the-scenes brand moment.
In the Instagram clip, Meghan, dressed casually in a white shirt and black shorts, can be seen gently brushing Lilibet's hair as the two stand on a wooden bridge, collecting fruit under the California sun. It's a calm, wholesome scene, until you take a closer look at one telling detail. Lilibet's accessory of choice, a rainbow-colored 35 Jellycat bag. For those unfamiliar, Jellycat is a beloved British toy brand, long favored by the children of Prince William and Princess Kate. Princess Charlotte was famously photographed with a Jellycat bunny in an official portrait in 2015. Prince William even called the toys children's currency during a Buckingham Palace event in May, revealing how prized they are by Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. So when Lilibet, who has no official royal title in daily life and lives far from palace walls, is styled in an item so distinctly linked to her royal cousins, it raises eyebrows. Meghan's video appears less about a quiet day at home and more about visually re-anchoring her daughter to the monarchy they left behind. Despite stepping away from their royal duties in 2020, Meghan and Harry have made a habit of invoking royal associations, whether through naming their daughter Lilibet, a nod to the late Queen Elizabeth II, or launching projects that frequently reference their time within the royal family. And now, amid criticism that the couple is building a lifestyle brand independent of the crown, this video reintroduces the royal thread. The Jellycat brand was also recently in the spotlight thanks to a touching moment involving a young boy named Matteo Rabena, whose late sister Liz Hatton was a well-known cancer campaigner and photographer. At a royal garden party, Matteo presented William and Kate with Jellycat plushies, a lemon tart for Kate and a pickled onion for William, gifts that delighted not just the couple, but also their children. The sentimental value tied to Jellycat now goes beyond cute toys. It's embedded in recent royal lore, made even more poignant by the loss of Liz and Kate's own public cancer journey. So when Meghan features Lilibet with a Jellycat product just weeks later, it's difficult to ignore the timing. Some might view it as a coincidence or a harmless nod to British culture. Others, however, interpret it as yet another attempt by Meghan to insert her family into royal conversation, even as she simultaneously builds a brand around their American independence. Meghan's video doubled as a soft launch for upcoming As Ever products. A few clips from the post tease fruit spreads and dried flower sprinkles from her lifestyle company, which she recently restocked following a sellout debut in April 2025. Meghan promised delicious surprises in her June 16, 2025 newsletter and announced that new products would go live June 20th. She also acknowledged the emotional toll of building her business on a bonus podcast episode, noting the tears she's shed and comparing the brand's early product drops to a limited edition sneaker release. While Meghan emphasizes authenticity and care in her entrepreneurship, critics argue that blending family moments with brand promotion only furthers the perception of overly calculated content. What's framed as a sweet family video becomes another piece of the Sussex PR machine, carefully positioned to evoke nostalgia, royal connection, and commercial intrigue all at once. In the end, the image of Meghan and Lilibet in the garden might tug at the heartstrings, but the underlying message feels louder than the visuals. Lilibet is royal, whether or not the palace says so, whether or not the family remains active in the firm. Through subtle branding and symbolic gestures, Meghan continues to remind the public that her children, especially her daughter, carry the legacy of the monarchy, even if they're being raised far from it. Whether that strategy garners sympathy, criticism, or admiration, one thing is clear: Meghan knows how to tell a story. And every detail, down to a little girl's toy bag, plays its part. Meghan Markle explains what she means by sharing life on her own terms. Meghan Markle is opening up about what it really means to share her life on her own terms. In a preview for the Aspire with Emma Grud podcast episode airing on Tuesday, June 18th, 2025, Meghan reflected on a personal video that recently went viral, one showing her and her husband Harry dancing in the delivery room before the birth of their daughter, Lilibet. That wasn't yesterday, Meghan clarified in the clip. That was 4 years ago. So it's also a really great reminder that with all the noise or whatever people do, there's a whole life, a real, authentic, fun life that's happening behind the scenes. Meghan, who rejoined social media in January with her official Instagram account, Meghan, has been slowly letting fans into more intimate family moments. She celebrated Lilibet's birthday by sharing sweet memories, including the now famous delivery room dance to the Baby Mama Dance, filmed at Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital. She also honored Harry on Sunday, June 16, 2025, with a heartfelt Father's Day post featuring adorable clips of him with Lilibet and their son, Archie. "Happy Father's Day to our favorite guy," she captioned the tribute. Meghan Markle was told that she's only relevant now because of Prince Harry. Meghan Markle's latest comments about wanting people to tell the truth about her have reignited debate over her public image. And not everyone is siding with her. During her June 2025 appearance on Aspire with Emma Grede, Meghan admitted she'd love to rewrite her public narrative, saying, "Yes, I would ask people to tell the truth," and quoting her friend Serena Williams, "A lie can't live forever." But royal author Hugo Vickers didn't hold back in his response, claiming Meghan's popularity is entirely tied to her marriage to Prince Harry. "No one would actually listen to Meghan Markle if it wasn't for the fact she married Prince Harry," he told The Sun. "It's because she's married to Harry that it gives the soap opera quality that seems to appeal to everyone." Commentator Samara Gill also chimed in, calling Meghan's public statements disingenuous. "The lack of authenticity in that interview is palpable," she said. "Her whole brand is built on a spin of lies." Despite the criticism, Meghan remains vocal about owning her story. Whether her marriage keeps her in the spotlight or not, it's clear she isn't backing down from shaping her narrative her own way. Taylor Swift's texts with Blake Lively are going to be revealed soon. Blake Lively's ongoing feud with Justin Baldoni has taken a dramatic new turn, and now private messages between Blake and Taylor Swift are set to be revealed. On Monday, June 17, 2025, a New York judge denied Blake's request for a protective order that would have kept her communications with Taylor sealed. As a result, Justin's team will now have access to messages between the two, many of which reportedly reference their work on It Ends With Us. Though a subpoena for Taylor herself was dropped, the move came after her father, Scott Swift, voluntarily provided the requested materials to spare his daughter from further involvement. Sources close to the situation allege Blake's team attempted to pressure Taylor into making a public statement of support by saying they'd release personal messages. Taylor's team reportedly rejected the move outright. Once known for their tight-knit friendship, Taylor and Blake have grown distant amid the drama. Taylor, who is godmother to Blake's children, is said to feel betrayed by the way her name and image have been entangled in the suit. The messages between them will now come under scrutiny, potentially revealing the full extent of their falling out. A Hollywood producer claims that Diddy tried to make an advance on him in a gym steam room. James Cummings, a Hollywood producer and actor, has come forward with allegations against Diddy, claiming the music mogul initiated an unwanted advance during a private encounter in a Los Angeles gym steam room more than 2 decades ago. According to James, the incident occurred in 2002 at an LA fitness location, where the two men were alone. James described the moment as deeply distressing, stating that it quickly escalated into an altercation after he rejected Diddy's approach. James reported the incident to gym staff, who allegedly informed him that Diddy was not a member, but frequently visited the steam room, paying in cash. He added that the experience left him shaken and humiliated, and the memory resurfaced years later when he saw Diddy again at a restaurant in Los Angeles. His wife, Jennifer Cummings, an actress, recalled witnessing the aftermath at the gym and described how deeply it impacted her husband. She said the emotional toll remains present, especially in light of recent media coverage surrounding Diddy's ongoing trial. Jay-Z's daughter with Beyoncé looks exactly like her. Blue Ivy Carter looked every bit her mother Beyoncé's twin as she touched down in Paris. Blue, who dazzled on stage at her mom's Cowboy Carter tour kickoff in April 2025, turned heads again, this time with her street style. Stepping out in dark denim jeans, an oversized gray tee, and blue Adidas sneakers, Blue exuded effortless cool as she entered a Parisian restaurant. Later, her father Jay-Z was spotted nearby, signing autographs and greeting fans outside Moet Hennessy. But beyond fashion and famous parents, Blue Ivy is making waves for her own artistic ambitions. According to insiders, she's now eyeing a solo music career, with help from trusted family collaborators. Beyoncé's sister, Solange, is reportedly guiding her writing process, while hitmaker The Dream already has a few tracks ready. Blue's music journey began early. Her vocals appeared on Jay-Z's song Glory, just days after her birth, and she later sang on Beyoncé's Brown Skin Girl, earning her a Grammy and a Guinness World Record.
Meghan Markle's ex-friend slams her for leaving the royal family.
Meghan Markle's former friend has slammed her and Prince Harry's decision to skipping out on royal life.
They really blew it. They're complete failures. The only thing they're good at is spending money.
Lizzie Cundy, a prominent TV presenter and a former acquaintance of Meghan Markle, has publicly vocalized sharp criticisms regarding Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's decision to step back from royal life.
Meghan Markle's former friend has slammed her and Prince Harry's decision to turn their backs on the royal family.
In her statements, Lizzie Cundy characterized the couple as complete failures and asserted that they had it all prior to their relocation to the United States.
They really blew it. They're complete failures.
Her commentary reflects a perspective that views their departure from their established roles within the British royal family as a significant misstep, given the perceived advantages they held. Lizzie Cundy had a lot to say, and it extended to accusations of ingratitude and a propensity for complaint directed at Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
Meghan Markle's former friend has spoken out against the persistent negative narrative surrounding the Duchess of Sussex.
She claimed the couple exhibited a lack of appreciation for their former positions and opportunities. Furthermore, Lizzie Cundy specifically noted their absence from significant royal events, singling out the Trooping the Colour ceremony as an example of occasions they missed. However, it is relevant to note that Lizzie Cundy later acknowledged that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry had not received an invitation to the Trooping the Colour event, indicating that their absence was not due to a conscious choice to forego the ceremony, but rather a lack of formal inclusion. Despite this clarification, her initial comments underscored a broader sentiment of dissatisfaction with the couple's choices and perceived disengagement from royal duties. Lizzie Cundy remarked that the only apparent talent possessed by Meghan Markle and Prince Harry was spending money. This statement suggested a critical view of their post-royal endeavors and implied a perceived lack of substantive contributions beyond financial transactions. She further posited that they had squandered the considerable opportunities available to them as members of the royal family. This particular criticism suggested that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry had failed to capitalize on the unique platform and influence afforded by their former positions, instead opting for a path that, in Lizzie Cundy's estimation, did not fully leverage their potential within the royal framework. Lizzie Cundy shared details regarding her personal connection with Meghan Markle, specifically addressing the cessation of their friendship. Lizzie Cundy recounted that she was ghosted by Meghan Markle after Meghan Markle began her relationship with Prince Harry in 2016. This account implies that contact between the two individuals was abruptly cut off without explanation. Lizzie Cundy's statement suggested a broader pattern, implying that Meghan Markle disconnected from several former friends following the commencement of her royal relationship. This narrative introduces a personal dimension to Lizzie Cundy's critique, suggesting a perceived change in Meghan Markle's relational approach after entering a high-profile romantic partnership with Prince Harry. Prior to Meghan Markle's royal romance, Lizzie Cundy described her own role as a matchmaking service for Meghan Markle.
She wanted to find an English boyfriend, so I said, look, I'll help you.
This characterization suggests a degree of involvement in Meghan Markle's social life before her engagement to Prince Harry. Lizzie Cundy also observed that other individuals have similarly distanced themselves from Meghan Markle since that period. This observation aligns with the narrative of a broader pattern of relationship changes experienced by Meghan Markle as her life transitioned into the sphere of the British royal family. These personal anecdotes from Lizzie Cundy contribute to a public perception of strained or altered relationships surrounding Meghan Markle's entry into royal life. Meghan Markle's old acquaintances individuals collectively claim that Meghan Markle has exhibited a consistent pattern of severing relationships after her integration into royal life. This suggests a recurring theme of disengagement from pre-royal associations, supporting the idea of a deliberate or coincidental shift in personal connections as Meghan Markle adapted to her new high-profile status within the monarchy. Such accounts contribute to a public discourse concerning Meghan Markle's personal relationships and her navigation of social ties amidst significant life changes. Lizzie Cundy's statements represent a pointed criticism of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's decision to depart from their royal roles. Her remarks, which included labeling them complete failures and accusing them of ingratitude, underscored a belief that they did not adequately appreciate or utilize the opportunities inherent in royal life. Lizzie Cundy's personal account of being ghosted after Meghan Markle's relationship with Prince Harry began, combined with her observations about other friends distancing themselves, introduced a narrative of altered personal relationships. This perspective is further supported by broader claims from former acquaintances who suggest a pattern of relationship disengagement by Meghan Markle following her entry into the royal family.
Meghan Markle made unreasonable demands for her 2022 Vogue covers that not even Beyoncé asked for. In 2022, Meghan Markle reportedly had her sights set on appearing on the cover of the September issue of British Vogue. According to sources, she wanted the magazine to spotlight her keynote speech at the One Young World Summit in Manchester. The idea was for her to get a big feature that tied into her image as a global thought leader, post-royal life. But editor Edward Enninful already had another star, supermodel Linda Evangelista, locked in for the cover that month. That alone might have been a deal breaker. But as it turns out, scheduling wasn't the only hurdle. Meghan wanted full creative control over the Vogue feature. Sources say that Meghan didn't just want a spot in British Vogue. She wanted to run the show. According to insiders, she gave Edward Enninful a list of conditions for the 2022 cover story: control over the writer, photographer, photo selection, final edits, and even the headlines. She also reportedly requested that the feature be a global issue, meaning it would appear on both the UK and US editions of Vogue simultaneously. One source said, "Nobody gets that, not even Beyoncé." So it's no surprise editors weren't exactly jumping to meet her demands. Meghan Markle personally asked Anna Wintour for a US Vogue cover. When Meghan realized her plans for a 2022 British Vogue cover might not work out, she apparently went straight to the top: US Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour. Meghan reportedly requested a Zoom meeting to pitch herself for the American Vogue 2022 September issue, even though Serena Williams had already been selected as that month's cover star. Sources say Anna took the meeting out of politeness, but wasn't interested in swapping covers. Meghan asked her to reconsider, but the answer stayed the same. The cover was already spoken for. Meghan ended up on The Cut instead of Vogue in September 2022. Even though Meghan Markle didn't get a Vogue cover in 2022, she still found another high-profile platform that same month. She appeared on the digital cover of The Cut, which ran a buzzy profile just as she was promoting her Spotify podcast, Archetypes. The article stirred up conversation with personal revelations and behind-the-scenes drama. She was also scheduled to appear on the cover of Variety that September, but the issue was postponed after the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. So while Vogue didn't pan out, Meghan still managed to grab headlines elsewhere. Some say Meghan was the one pushing. Others say Vogue chased her. There are conflicting accounts about who actually initiated the 2022 Vogue feature. Some insiders say Meghan Markle pushed hard for the cover, sending in her requests and hoping to shape the project around her public image. But others insist the magazines were the ones courting her. According to one source, Vogue had approached Meghan multiple times after her 2018 wedding to Prince Harry. In fact, back in 2019, Edward Enninful asked her to be on the cover of British Vogue's Forces for Change issue. She declined a cover at the time, choosing instead to guest edit the entire issue. Meghan and Edward reportedly had a falling out over the cover plans. The abandoned 2022 British Vogue feature apparently led to tension between Meghan Markle and Edward Enninful. Sources say that after he couldn't give her a cover, Edward offered Meghan a major feature inside the magazine and a splashy online story. But Meghan allegedly turned it down because it didn't meet her expectations. People inside Condé Nast were said to be furious. The deal fell apart. Edward, who stepped down from British Vogue in early 2024, was also reportedly frustrated by how difficult the process had become. Despite the drama, Meghan and Edward still exchange birthday wishes. Even with reports of a falling out, not everyone agrees that Meghan Markle and Edward Enninful are on bad terms. Some sources say the two have stayed on friendly terms behind the scenes. They allegedly still exchange birthday messages and even send each other flowers. So while the 2022 cover never happened, and Meghan's wishlist may have ruffled some feathers, it doesn't necessarily mean the relationship was left in ruins. Still, the failed Vogue moment remains one of the more intriguing what could have been stories in Meghan's post-royal career.